Hello and a very good morning, good afternoon. Welcome back to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Mosby. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday, final day of November, can you believe? Where has the month gone? And B, where has the year gone? It is also George of the Joystick, the final day of the moustaches as well as we come towards the end of November. You can donate if you want to. Check out my page and Joe's page on Facebook. You'll see the links there as well if you want to donate on the final day and why we are looking so ridiculous currently. We are here though with a craft along and I'm really looking forward to this one. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of it though, I must just remind you of a few things that you need to be reminded of that are happening on our website right now. We've extended the deals that we're doing on our machines, the 25% off deals that we've been doing over the last portion of Black Friday, yesterday Cyber Monday. We thought we'd finished, however, we've rolled it over for one final day. This is the final day, okay? So if you do want to get your hands on one of our machines, maybe you're looking to move to the next one, maybe you're going from a manual to an automatic, maybe you are thinking about getting the Gemini Pro, an unbelievable deal. It's make your mind up time, because today is the last day. The 25% off discount will end at midnight tonight, so please don't miss out on that. On that note, if you are thinking about getting a machine, or indeed if you're looking for some replacement plates, we've got the plates available for you as well. Sadly, the Gemini plates sold out yesterday. We do have some great deals though on all of the other machines, most notably the Gemini Junior deal, which I'll show you a little bit later on, where you'll get 30% off and you'll get a free storage bag as well in that deal. That's on the website, but around, I think we're at half of the stock has gone on that collection. So again, make sure you have a good look and get shopping today. And one more thing, it is £10, $10 Tuesday. There are some unbelievable deals on the website right now that you can pick up for £10 or $10. But again, those deals are only relevant for today, with it being Tuesday, because it's not going to be £10 Wednesday. So make sure you stay with us, get watching, get shopping, and do not miss out on those deals. This, though, is the Craft Along, the show where we do everything in real time for you. There's no, here's one I made earlier. There's no, I haven't got time to do that now, so let me show you this. It's all done in real time, so you can craft along at the pace that we go. If we go a little bit too fast, you can tell us. If you need us to speed up, you can tell us. If you've got any questions, you can ask us. If there's anything you need repeating, you can let us know. Today we're concentrating on the 3D Botanical embossing folders. And as far as I understand it, the lovely Debbie, who is going to be taking this craft along, bit more, you said, of a colour along today.
Absolutely. We thought we'd shake it up a bit, and instead of doing a craft along, although it is a craft along, we're going to do a colour along. So this here is the project that we're doing. I wanted to show you how you can use your alcohol markers. If you're someone that really loves your colouring and you want that almost your painted effect look, because this doesn't look like it's got an outside line. So when you stamp something, Ben, you get that outside line. There's not a lot you can do about that. When you use embossing folders, it really does look like you're the artist and you have coloured that in without using any other detail, and looks incredible. But I do want to show you just some other things of what you can do with them. So there's exactly the same one, but done in a completely different way. Watercolouring is always a good way to do, but watercolouring would be quite quick. I wanted to go through something that would take you step by step of the way with your alcohol markers. Something like this, which looks absolutely stunning. So you have to take a little bit more time. Wow. You have to sort of get those layers done. You can keep going back in, which is what I love about alcohol markers. So if you don't like it first time, you can go back in and add some more. They truly are just one of those things that we don't get time to show you because alcohol colouring does take a long while. So we thought we'd shake it up and make it into a colour along, craft along.
I am really looking forward to this. The first colour along, craft along, I think I've been involved in.
Ooh, I think it's the first one we've done like this. Yes.
And I can tell that you're meaning business on this one because you've even put your specs on.
I got my gogs on. Yeah,
got your what?
Got my gogs on.
Got your gogs on. So if you are going to be joining in with us, hopefully by now you know exactly what you will be needing. But if not, I think we are going to show you the shopping list. Debbie, do you want to take us through everything that we'll be needing if we want to?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have got these folders, the ones we're using is the Botanical 3D embossing folder, which is the sunflowers. You can use any 3D embossing folder that you've got, though, if you want to order the botanicals and then craft along another time. Your Spectrum Noir, we're using the Illustrator pen, so we're using the basic pack, which has got your canary colour in, and then we're using our fiery pack, which we're needing all the colours, and then from our verdant pack we're using the meadow and the emerald. We're using pigment ink pads, frosty jade and baby blue. That's optional. We're going to do a bit of heat embossing at the end, and I'm also using the 8x8 printed pad all occasions, and the solid pad as well, and we need some white stamping card. So for all those other extras that you need just from your craft room, we need some tacky glue, a tape pen, the Score Master, your Gemini Junior and plates. If you've got a Gemini, that's fine, but that's the smallest machine you'll need. Your guillotine, your heat embossing tool, and some clear embossing powder. But that's if you just want to do the heat embossing at the end. So that's all your choice.
We will give you a couple of moments to get your bits and pieces together should you need to. Whilst you're doing that, let's say a few hellos to who's going to be joining us. Jeffrey's in, say good day all, mate. Find all safe and healthy. Sarah Brown says, hello everyone once again. I'm back for more fun and giggles. Don't know what you mean. Hoping you're all well. Brownie Crust says, hello from a sunny Shropshire. I'm going to be watching as I'm going to be finishing making an advent calendar for my family. Lena's in from Denmark. Pam E says, hi Debbie, Ben, Team Social and all the crafters. Hi Pam. Fran says, good morning from Maryland. Betsy's in from Houston, Texas. I love this collection, says Betsy. We love it too. Suzanne Dawn says, good afternoon everyone from Leicester here in the UK. Marjorie Johnson says, good morning from Lima, Ohio. And Lena on Facebook, Ben, will you be shaving off the moustache? Yes, it's coming off at the end of today. I was going to keep it a little bit longer, but we've got a big photo shoot coming up next week, which is for photos going forward into next year, and I'm not sure I want to keep this look for that long, so it is coming off. Mimmel says, hi everyone, have these embossing folders, I'm looking for inspiration, you're about to get it, and I love to colour on the embossing folders, says Sarah Brown. Someone else who is joining us over the course of the next couple of hours is the lovely Susie, and it's lovely to have Susie with us. I've got to be honest, Susie, it's a little bit of a late one for me. I didn't realise we had a guest, and it's lovely that you're with us. Are you excited?
Oh, good. Yay, I'm excited. I got my folders ready.
Excellent stuff.
I love them.
Do you sort of do a lot of colouring? Is colouring a big thing in your crafty life?
I love to color, yes. And I practiced a little bit with these yesterday. Made
Oh, wow.
some coloring, some inking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Already
Just
bossing
trying
with
out
the
different
colouring.
bits.
Brilliant stuff.
So I'm excited to color with Debbie.
Well, absolutely. I think we all are. I think we're all ready and raring to go. Have you got everything you need?
I've got everything ready.
Super duper. Well, we will come back to you at points during the show. Thoroughly looking forward to your company over the next couple of hours. And listen, just before we get going and get started, let's just give you the details of the collection in case you haven't got it. Because the great thing about the craft along, of course, is you can craft along live. But if you're not yet in ownership of this collection, you can grab it now, and that craft along will be available for you on our YouTube, on our Facebook. So you can craft along once you get your goodies. This is the full collection for you, which brings you all of those beautiful embossing folders. If you want to go for those on an individual or a multi-buy, you can. Any two for £12 or $16, saving 25%. If you go for the full collection today, it's £41.94 or $53.70. Platinum price is $33.55 or $42.96. Right, lots of you saying that you're ready and raring to go. Debbie says, I'm excited about today's colour along, my favourite. Lots of hellos coming in for Susie as well. Thank you for all of those. And Pammy says, Ben, George says hello. George the dog, who came in on yesterday's craft along. Hi, George. Right, I think we're all ready and raring to go. George, are you ready in the gallery? Yep, I'm ready. Debbie, are you ready?
Oh, I'm always ready.
Well, that's the main thing. As long as you're ready, we're all fine.
Absolutely. I do love a craft along. It feels like ages since I've done one. So I was really excited about this one. And it's so nice. We all know in this day and age how mindful it is to colour. So to be able to do something like this, because it really is just about following those sculpted lines. And that's what I love about this colour along. So it's really nice. And the illustrators, if you've got the illustrators, then use them. If you haven't, I'd recommend the brush nibs of our tri-blend brush, but if you do just have alcohol markers, you can use them. You just won't get the soft lines like you would with a brush pen, and if you do want the brush nibs and you've got the aqua markers, you can still build up that colour with the aqua markers as well. So there's lots of different ways that you can do these.
Yeah.
So to start off with, we're going to get some white piece of cardstock, and I'm going to cut this down, and our first piece is do you know what, here they are. I've covered up my workings.
Because I saw your notes earlier
I know,
on.
I had my notes. Yeah, they were very thorough. There we go. 6.5 to 4 3/4. So coming down. So I'm going to go to 4 3/4 to start with, and just trim that one. And then we're going to go to 6.5. And that's our first piece of card. And then we're going to take our embossing folder. So just a quick recap there. So we're cutting it 4 3/4 by 6.5 down, okay? And then we're going to use our sunflower one. So obviously it's good if you can use the same one, because then you can follow along exactly how I'm doing it. But if you do have a different embossing folder, you can still use the same techniques as what we'll be doing.
Georgianne's just asked, first question, if you're using illustrators, is the watercolour cardstock okay? And can we use the ultra smooth cardstock?
So I am using, so I didn't actually say, but I am using the ultra smooth. I wouldn't use watercolour at all, not with alcohol markers. All that will do is it will just pull all your ink into that cardstock, because that's what it's made for. It wants to grab it and absorb it all. So you definitely don't want it to do that, because as soon as you touch it, it's likely it'll just pull out of the lines.
Right.
So it won't stay on the lines. Obviously, Nina is the best cardstock to use for your pens, but because we're embossing, Nina is too less a weight to put through your embossing machine.
Okay.
So we're using our stamping card, which is absolutely perfect. So
brilliant.
That's the next one we would recommend that you would use. Now, I want a really deep emboss. Now, it really does depend on your machine. Some machines won't take it, so if it doesn't, don't worry. Just actually put it through without it. But what you need for a 3D folder, we need our plastic shim, our magnetic, and then I want to use my metal shim as well as my top plate. So I'm using my metal on the bottom. I'm then going to put in my plastic shim, then my magnetic, my card and my folder, and then we're going to pop that on top and send that through. But you might find with some of your machines, because there's quite a big amount of pressure in that, it might not want it. It might either pass it out or it might just take it through like my machine does. So bringing that down, and you might find, like, because I've put that extra fold in, it will curl my folder. So I'm just going to bring that back, and that will just uncurl it, which will be fine.
Yes.
So let's take that out, and that will give you a really nice deep emboss, because you want that emboss to be seen. The other thing you can do, actually, if your machine only takes like your card, and it will only take this without your magnetic, put that through first so it stretches the material in your card, then add your metal shim and put it back through, and that will give you that extra level of embossing. Right, so we've got our card, we've done our embossing, and I think our first step is to lay down our first piece of colour.
Okay.
So let's pop them to the side. We're actually done now with our embossing folder, so I'm going to pop that away. So all good. Right, now we're taking our pens. So I'm using our Fiery and our Verdant, and I'm also using just the yellow from the basics, which is the Canary, okay?
Yes.
So we're using all those colours, but all I'm going to use to start with is that Canary, and that's our first base layer. What I love about the Illustrator is you can take your time with these as well. You've got that beautiful brush nib on one side, and then, oh, this one doesn't want to.
Is that the one that we glued together?
I think what it is my arm. I've got a bit of a sore arm. arm, so as I pull, I was trying not to pull my arm. And all we're going to do with this is we're going to start at the tips of this then, and we're literally just going to brush in on those tips. So can you see I'm using a really light hand, and I'm actually just going round on the tip. And we're going to do that all the way around. And we're leaving white space. You want to leave some white space. We want to tickle the top, so the top of that embossing, and leave white space. So again, just going round and flicking. That's all we want to do, is flick through and just following that line. So you're using right at the tip, and you're literally just coming in. You can go through the middle if you want and put a little bit, but it's round those lines. We want to just get all that sort of extra shade in there and get that yellow laid down.
You always talk about the flicking technique that you do with the illustrators, and that's what this brush, well, this end is for, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's so soft. It's one of those nibs that you just can do so much with. You can do a really good feel with it, and if anyone's got the Illustrator, they'll know what you mean. They're just beautiful pens to work with. I can't even explain it, because they're one of those items, Ben, that you want to literally put in somebody's hand. Yeah. And say, just try that.
Give it a go.
The quality of these is second to none. I mean, this is a better quality than what our tri-blends are, and you will feel that in the quality of these pens as well. I love the shape of them. They're really ergonomical in the hand to use.
Yeah, it's interesting, that shape, isn't it?
Yeah, very interesting.
Sometimes I think you can get like pens that after a while you get a bit of like repetitive. Did you say that? Repetitive strain?
Well, I didn't say that, but you can, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So what we are doing is just following that round, and we're just tickling the tops. I'm only using the very tip of the pen. I'm not going in with a thicker, I'm not using it on the side. We're literally putting it down like that, so we can see the tip of the pen, and then we can just flick.
A few comments just coming through as well. I love colouring embossing folders. But you do really need a good light to see what you're doing, says Anne. I think that's true of a lot of things, though, isn't it? Making sure that you've got, a good light and you can see exactly what's going on. Lots of love coming through for Susie T as well. Dee says, it's nice to see Susie T. Good to put a face with the name. Patty's glad to see you back, Debbie. She says, so happy to see one of the Debbies back.
Ah, I know, yeah. We've all been a bit AWOL, haven't we?
Yeah, you have. And Coletta's saying, these will be fun to create with. Loving the tips so far, Debbie.
Ah, brilliant. Yeah, it's fun to do, it's relaxing, it's mindful, it's all the things that we just want to take our time to do. And it really is just about catching those embossed lines. And do you know what? If you go over, don't worry about it. It's not going to make it really won't make a difference to the overall look of your design. It is just a case of catching that yellow, taking your time, and just really making sure that you're getting that lay down of that beautiful canary yellow.
We've got these available as well if you want to go for the Illustrators collection. All 40 of these available for you. If you check the show page, you'll see all of the details right there. And again, we've got on the screen just all of the details for the embossing folders. If you want to go for the full collection, they are available on a multi-buy for you as well. Details at the bottom of your screen for your 40 marker collection, £75 or $112 is today's price.
So we're nearly there with our first one, just laying that colour down. So with this, it's all about building up colour and not rushing in too quickly, because we want to keep the definition of our flower, but we want to, so you can see already that flower looks amazing. Like for me, that just looks absolutely stunning. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to go in with the same colour, and we're going to use this slightly different. So what we're going to do is use it on its side, so we've got that brush nib, and we're just going to sort of paint over the top. But what I want to do here is just use that more on one side. So we're going to just brush that in, keeping it really light. Doesn't matter if you go over the inside, because we're going to be painting over that or colouring over that. But we just want to sort of scrape that across the top really lightly, because that's got that beautiful emboss on there, and we want to keep that in there.
So this is the same pen you're using
Same
there, right?
pen, so same canary pen, but all I'm doing is I'm just taking it round to that centre point. I don't want to put it anywhere else because I want to use some other colour. So you can see I've just gone over there. It doesn't make no difference that I've done that. I just want to make sure that we've caught all those little elements around there. And then I don't need to colour this bit because I want to use a different colour. So you'd just be then putting colour on top of colour, which is what we want to do, but don't waste it if you don't need to. And then we're going to start using our next colours. So I think we'll finish off the base on this, Ben, and then we'll take a break from there. So let's get in our next colour. So you can see going up here, if I bring these colours in, we've got our mimosa. Then we've got our bright orange, we've got our vanilla, sorry. Then we've got our coral, and then we've got our dark coral as well. And they're the colours that we're going to go up to. So we're going to use the mimosa to start with. And we're going to do exactly the same onto here, but onto this side. So we're just going to bring this round and blend that over. So you can still go over the top a little bit, but very, very lightly, because what I don't want to do is get rid of our base yellow colour.
Okay.
So we are literally just popping this onto here. Oh, do you know what I haven't done, Ben? And I should tell people to do this. So let's just bring in a piece of card. Make sure you work on a piece of card. I've forgotten to do that to start with. So, and it's only because the more we start to colour, the more your colour will start to seep through underneath. So, okay, so let's just bring that in. So we're just going to carry on, just blending those two colours in.
So you're going over what you've done and just colouring in the portion that you didn't do, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But we're going over sort of slightly, but not completely, because I want to keep some of that yellow, because as in any sort of stamens in the bottom there, you're not going to get that perfect coverage. There's like sort of darkened shades in there.
Yeah.
So going over the top. And then I'm going to go in then with the next darker one. So we're going to go in with our vanilla, and we're going to do the same, but keep it really light, because you'll see as you sort of go in, it gets darker. Because you can always sort of blend it out with the sort of lighter colours afterwards, but take it light. And that's why I love using these pens, because they really do just give that light. And then you can, I'm even just sort of speckling a few around here, just getting that sort of pitted effect almost. And then I can go then back in with our mimosa and just colour over the top to blend that all in. And I love this way, because even if you don't like it very much, you can just go back in and colour a bit more over it, and you build it up to however you want it. And then I'm going to go back in with the canary, which is our lightest, and just start to really blend those colours. Just round, filling in the gaps.
It's really relaxing to like watch you.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because you said it's hard to, it's funny, isn't it? Because I can like make loads of things and talk all the way through it.
Yeah.
And then it comes to colouring, and it's so easy to just go quiet. So I'm now just going back in with my vanilla, just to add a bit more. Because it really is all about letting those colours blend together, getting the desired effect that you want. Just creating.
And that's a lot of it, right? Because, I mean, it's obviously very difficult to copy you sort of verbatim, but it's all about just, like you say, adding those layers, isn't it? And then just seeing exactly how you want that layer to look, and then you can go back in, add another layer, go back in again, add another layer.
Yeah, and what I would absolutely say was something like this, and it makes it easier than actually colouring a flat image, because it allows you to build up so much colour. Now, I'm going to add more to this, but we want to leave it because we want to get the desired colour in our flower first. And you'll see there it's starting to really bleed through here, so on the base, which is why we then have that piece of card. But yeah, so we're going to leave it at that for now, Ben, and then we're going to come back and finish off this flower. But yeah, if you've got this far so far, you're doing an absolutely brilliant job.
Lots of you chatting about this so far on the socials. I've got these in my basket, says D. To do this technique, I love those sunflowers and how they looked. Julie Lodes saying, I've got a few of these embossing folders, been playing with watercolouring them, excited to see more techniques with these. And Pammy says, woohoo! I've got them and the new magazine, it's coming later, and the pencil blending solution, it's back in stock with lots of smiley faces. Few of you saying as well about the rotating Totally Tiffany board. That would come in really handy for something like this as well, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Crafty Angie just saying, I bought this collection simply because of this sunflower, and Dana Glass on YouTube saying the texture is amazing. Angela just saying, hubby's just ordered these for me for my Christmas. I feel like a wee kid, a wee kid, so excited.
Wicked, I thought
That's
you were
right.
saying.
I've been wicked, a wicked wee kid, wicked.
A wicked wee kid.
Wicked wee kid. Just you. The full collection is here for you if you want to go for all of these beautiful embossing folders. Great price on these today, $13.98 is $17.90 is the saving that everyone's making. So they come down to $41.94 or $53.70. Platinum, take off another 20%, £33.55 or $42.96. Here they all are. If I quickly whiz through for you, we've got your dahlias or dahlias, depending on how you pronounce it. And again, you'll see for yourself when you get these home as well, just the depth and dimension that you've got with the 3D embossing folders. You've then got your hellebores. We're going to flash up all the details at the bottom of the screen for you as well, so you can see the individuals and indeed the 2 for deal, 2 for 12 or 2 for 16. Tulips, of course, absolutely stunning. These are gorgeous as well. Noted these earlier on the wake-up call. The cherry blossom. Love the fact that you've got all of your kind of popular flowers as far as I'm concerned as well. Sunflowers, love a sunflower. Love a sunflower. You ever grown sunflowers? You ever grown sunflowers?
Yeah, they went quite tall actually. Got 2, and they grew taller than a 6-foot fence.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Do all sunflowers grow that tall?
I don't think all of them do. I think you're either lucky, or it's the soil, or whether they've got enough
right.
light.
So you have to put a bit of effort
I
in.
did hear a fact about a sunflower, that sunflowers, if they don't have sun to look at, they look at each other.
Is that right?
Yeah, apparently so.
Oh, it's like me when I'm here at Crafters TV. If I don't have the sun to look at out there, I just look over there and to see Debbie, and there's my sunshine from the other side of the studio.
Oh, I thought you were actually going to say John then.
I nearly did. I nearly did, but I thought I would be nice. Oh, he's such a John's just gone to go and get a sick bucket. Right, next, the roses. And I think more than anything with these as well, these are the ones that really show off the 3D emboss for me in this set. Really, really stunning, really pop off the page. You've also got in this collection your peony, and then your gerberas as well. That's the full set. You can grab them individually for $6.99 or $8.95. Any 2 for £12 or $16. Just whilst you are catching up, or maybe you've got questions that you want to chuck our way as well, feel free to. But let's have a quick look at some of the machine deals that we've got available for you. Now, we've rolled this over for the final day. We've been giving you 25% off our machines across Black Friday, rolled it into Cyber Monday, and then today is officially the final day of giving you 25% off. We've got the Gemini machine for you here, so normally $179.99 or $249.95. That 20% saving is £45 or $62. So everyone pays $134.99 or $187.46. The Platinum price is phenomenal. It's the lowest price I've seen these machines for. So whether you perhaps are looking to move up to the Gemini, maybe you've got a manual machine, maybe you've been working with the Mini or the MIDI, and you now think to yourself, I want to move up and work along with an electronic machine. Or maybe, do you know what, you're just brand new to us here, you've seen these machines being used day in, day out, and you're thinking, yes, today is the day, I want to take advantage of that huge saving. You get in the machine all of the plates that you need to get going as well, and you even get a nice little selection of embossing folders and dies as well. Full instructions included too, but what I would say again, there's loads of tutorials, information on our website, on our YouTube page as well, so you're never lost with this. I mean, again, Debbie, I mean, your take on this. First of all, the deals are amazing, but a great machine if someone's looking for their first electronic machine, if someone's been using a manual machine, a great machine to step up to. There's so many benefits to get the Gemini, isn't there?
Do you know what, Ben? And I always say, like, from my story, I've been a crafter for years now, for 20 odd years, and I've loved every single die cutting machine that I've owned, all manual ones. They've been amazing because every machine you have, you get used to. You get used to what it does, and it doesn't matter that I had to put it through 2, 3, 4 times because I was just used to that machine. When the Gemini come out and I got the Gemini, I thought, oh, it's just a big, I actually thought it's just a bit of a fad. I didn't think the machine I had at the time could be any better. And because it was an electric machine, I did have an electronic machine. And the Gemini come out and I genuinely thought, how on earth did I not have this machine? Like, it was a total game changer. I absolutely guarantee you will be wowed by the machines, no matter which one you go for, whether it be, I mean, that is incredible value. I don't think I've seen it that low before.
I haven't.
I've seen it before with extra goodies with it, but never a machine that's been on offer. So that is an absolutely incredible price. But honestly, it is a total game changer. You'll wonder what you ever did without it, and you'll realise that you don't have to put something through 4 or 5 times anymore. You can do it first time and get the most incredible results. So yeah, the Gemini for me is the machine I would take for life now.
It is. It's all about the precision. It's all about the time saving. I love the fact that you've got the buttons on there as well, so you can pause, you can reverse. Again, you know, I've sort of presented in crafting TV for what, 6-7 years now, and I've never heard so many positive testimonials and never heard so much love for a brand of machines as much as I have had about the Geminis. You know, if you're like me, if you're still using a manual, if you've got your Mini, if you've got your MIDI, but you're thinking, shall I, shan't I? Today is the day to take that plunge and give it a go. Just simply because, more than anything, the price. This will not be the price tomorrow, okay? I can tell you that for sure. This is the last day to get 25% off. So let's give you the opportunity to check out your baskets right now if you've got items in there. If you're thinking about getting a machine, go on and do it. You'll thank us later, and we'll come back with the next part of our craft along after you've seen some more information about the Gemini machine.
This is Gemini, one of the fastest, quietest electronic die-cutting and embossing machines on the market. Its industry-leading high-pressure system delivers fantastic results from intricate dies and folders, all at the touch of a button. Its oversized opening and platforms provide for edge-to-edge cutting of US letter and A4 size with thin metal dies, allowing you to cut materials such as thin cardstock, vinyl, craft metal and fabric. No cranking needed, as it will move the plates through automatically and quickly, which means you may spend less time on preparation and more time on inspiration. The Gemini has optical switches, making it hands-free and fully automated, with a built-in auto-reverse function for protection. It's easy to use, so you're always in control. Its sleek low-profile design makes it a superb addition to any craft workspace. It has built-in handholds, meaning you can easily take it anywhere. The Gemini is a universal die-cutting and embossing machine that works with the majority of all leading brands of thin metal dies and embossing folders. All of the platforms that you need come included in the box, as well as a thick rubber embossing mat for intricate detail work on your dual-purpose cut and embossed dies. The addition of the metal cutting plate allows you to cut intricate dies in a single pass through the machine and enables you to cut multiple layers of fabric. For a perfect cut every time, you need Gemini, the electronic die cutting and embossing machine made by crafters for crafters.
Pammy to saying, can't wait to get these embossing folders, so many uses, birthdays, Easter, Mother's Day, get well soon, sympathy, thinking of you. I think if you're armed with flowers, yeah, pretty much you can tick off most occasions, can't you? Beautiful, incredibly beautiful, says Astrid Craft on Facebook. These embossing folders are amazing, says Susie T. Hang on a minute. Each is prettier than the last. Susie's multitasking. She's with us, crafting along and commenting. And Deborah just says, woohoo, delivery day. I've just got my Gemini Junior. Can't wait to use it. Rhonda also just saying, I've had several electric and manual cutting machines, but by far the Gemini beats all, hands down. There is another positive testimonial to add to the hundreds which I've seen over the last year and a half. Right, shall we get back to it?
Oh, absolutely. Let's do some more colouring. So let's delve into that centre part now. So we're going to then go in again with that mimosa. And we're going to start flicking from the centre out. So this time we just want to put, and you really do want to have a really, I'm going to do it on here so you can see a bit better, but you want to just flick. Can you see? I'm hardly touching, but even if you miss, you want to just give those little flicks in and start overlapping. So we're just going to go from that centre.
So what colour are you in now?
So mimosa.
Mimosa.
And then we're just going to flick that out. So, and all I'm doing is putting sort of one through the centre and then going out up the sides. And we're just doing that really, honestly, it's such a light flick that we're doing, because what we're doing is we're filling without filling too much, because I still want to get that sort of white definition as well, but I also want to add in some other colours. If you do find you go a bit thicker in an area, don't worry about it. It really doesn't matter. So it's a case of just keep rotating. Can you see? I'm not even moving my hand. I'm just rotating my card round. So you're right. The rotating board would have been perfect for this. So it's a case, and you can go over your yellow. Don't worry if you've gone, you know, over there. It's just about adding in that extra layer. And every time we do this, we're creating more dimension. These are the fiery pack of these is beautiful. They're real soft colours, but with a real pop of colour as well. So you can see it's just adding all of that, going round all the way. And you can keep adding in more. You can just go back round if you want, if you think like you need a little bit more around here. So I want to define some of these petals. You can just go over some of these petals at the side. Can you see I'm just going round one edge, then round another one, and just sort of sporadically. You don't have to do every one or every other one. Just put in that extra detail. Just adding in that depth of colour. Because no flowers are the same, are they? They're all
Never
different.
the same in nature, is it?
No, not at all. They have sort of broken leaves, they have different size leaves. I wonder who designed these embossing folders, because they are truly...
You were going to say, I wonder who came up with nature. That's what I thought you were going to say then.
That was Mother.
It was Mother. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you're back.
Yeah, but you're going again tomorrow, Ben.
Hey?
You're going again tomorrow. We only get one day.
I know.
Well, one and a little
One
bit
and a
of
bit.
day. Yeah, one of a little bit. So once you've started doing that, you can see we've started now to get that extra piece in the centre. Now we're going to switch up to go for our vanilla colour. So using the B01 vanilla. These all come out. I've tried to keep it all in that same pack, and this fiery pack is great for adding all these extra detail in. And we're going to do the same again, but this time again you just want, because look, this colour is a lot more sharper. So we want to just not take away too much. So I'm literally just putting a little bit in that side, or in that centre should we say, because I don't want to take away the sort of lighter shades, because we still want to add some dimension to that as well.
So you're adding a bit to the previous layer, but also sort of going in between it as well, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you like, so flicking in the middle of them, can you see we're sort of flicking into the middle, and all I'm doing is just adding that couple of flicks. Now, if you're not sure on your flicks, just practice on a piece of card next to you. So just put your pen down and then flick up. Put your pen down and flick up. And that's all you're doing. We're just doing that flicking technique. And that's what these pens are really good for. The brush on these are honestly incredible. So it is a case of just putting in those extras. I'm not even worried about all the lines round here yet, because what we're doing is just building up that colour and adding in detail.
So you're on your vanilla now, yeah?
Yeah, we're on vanilla.
Okay.
Yes. And it is just a case. I don't want to go too fast because I want everyone to sort of take their time and just build in that colour and adding in. And it doesn't matter if you get a bit heavy-handed on one and you put too much in, it's absolutely fine, because what you can then do, which we will do, is we can then go back in with our lighter colours over the top again. We can start to build even more. We can start to see a pattern in it, start to see where our white is going to be and how much white we actually want to leave, or whether you want to fill that up a little bit more. So it really is your choice of how you want to do it.
Patty just said, beautiful. I need to make this for my friend that loves sunflowers. Debbie,
Yep.
would you be able to post all of the markers that you've used for this? So maybe like after the show, maybe?
Absolutely. I'll put it on my Facebook page, but I can recap on them. So in fact, I can do that while, you probably want them wrote down, because so I will do that, but we will recap on the end exactly what we have used. Right, so you can see we're sort of building that up now. We've got this one. I now want to start blending in my middle section. So I'm going to go back to the canary. And with the canary, all we're going to do is go into this piece here to fill. So I'm just going in little circular motions all the way around, just to fill in that colour and blend those together. And it just takes any white edges out of there and really sort of blends that in. And then what I'm going to do is a few here that I want to bring some more yellow into. So I'm just going to go round and fill in some of the sort of tips. So where before I've just gone to the edges, I want to now fill in those tips a little bit more, still leaving enough white in there, but just coming in with a little bit more yellow, because we want to make that really pop. And the colours on these illustrators are incredible, like really incredible colours. So again, just flicking in. And this is how you get your definition. So make sure that whole point has a colour on it, okay? So all the way around we'll have that yellow colour. I mean, it could have some of your other colours that you've got going on, but you do want to make sure that that is curved around. And the more you sort of put that on, can you see coming from this side to now here, we're getting real definition. This one's a lot lighter. We're now filling in a little bit more, and it's just becoming more realistic as a flower.
Any comments or questions? Do keep those coming in. I'm giving it a go, all right? I'm having a go with this, but I didn't want to make too big of a deal about it, because it's like the first. I'm quite happy with this.
Wow.
It
looks amazing, yeah. And I'm so glad you showed it, Ben, because that is amazing.
It's all right, isn't it?
It's beautiful. You've done a really good job. Yeah, really good job.
I'm just a little bit slower with the flicks.
And all I would say to you, Ben, is where those sort of petals are, you want to just lightly flick into those leaves there. Yeah.
I think I found it, like when I started, it's like you were saying, I think I was a bit more heavy-handed when I first started, but I found it easier doing the flicks from the from the outside. When we did the inside of the flower, we got to that part.
You found that easier, yes. Yeah, definitely. But that's all that's needed, and the more you start to fill that in, the more vibrant that flower becomes. So you can see it's starting to really come together and looks amazing. And then we're going to do the same again. We're going to go in with our next colour. So I'm going in with that vanilla, and this time we're going to sort of go in between as well, because I want to get that sort of rim, making sure that's all filled. And it might look dark when you first start to put that on, but it will all even itself out. They do get that little bit lighter. So instead of flicking now, all we're doing is, I'm still not pressing hard. You don't want to do anything with these nibs other than just sort of tickle the surface, really. So coming in, and you can see how much that's really bringing it together, really drawing your eye in. It looks amazing.
I didn't necessarily want to show you my colouring, but I was finding it difficult to pretend that I wasn't doing it and talk at the same time. So at least you know, if you think, why are you being so quiet today? It's because I can't multitask. So, so what have you just done there? So I've just missed that.
So all I've done, Ben, so I'm going to do it again. So all I've done is do little circular motions all around the edges there.
With the
vanilla.
Right.
So it's just going around, so you can see that's really drawing it in, and that will all blend out. So the next one then we need to go into is our coral. That's the one we're going to go to next, and then we're going to start sort of flicking into that, and you can see this one is even darker, but this gets the real redness, the one that's going to really stand out. And again, it's just getting that flicking technique and just putting it into practice. So like I say, and you know what, if it goes wrong, Ben, the only thing you've lost is a piece of card.
Yeah.
You just emboss another piece, because it's so easy to do, but you just got to work on that technique and get those flicks right, because that's all it is. And it is just a case of just reaching the surface.
So are you in now, mimosa?
No, so I've gone into the coral now.
Coral.
Yes.
Okay, the coral. And then you're flicking out from the circles that you've just done, right?
So flicking from the inside out.
Okay.
And we're just doing little flicks now, just to fill and blend in all of those different elements. And don't worry if you're not getting it right, we're going to do it again with that smaller flower. So we're nearly coming into the end here. And it is just a case of just keep flicking all the way around.
Oh, you are joking me!
Oh no! Oh, well, that come at the wrong time, didn't it?
I didn't need one of these right now. Are you kidding me? Right, it is a craft countdown. In case you've not seen one of these before, you're going to have, in this case, here we are, 29 minutes, 50 seconds to get your hands on these deals. So there's always like a time limited element to it. Half an hour this time around. You have to get these deals whilst you can at these prices, because once that clock hits 0, they will go back up to the price that they should. So your first item is your 9x12 black paper pad. 30 sheets you're going to get here, usually $9.99 or $14.95. It is a 20% saving. I won't bother flicking through it for you. I still remember when Craig did that for the first time, flicking through like a black paper pad. He did. £6.39 or $9.57. If you were looking at those gilding waxes earlier on, this is the kind of thing that you need to go for, right?
And with these embossing folders, gilding wax on top, perfect.
This is yours, 30 sheets for £6.39 or $9.57. A great opportunity to stock up on that, fill your basket. Also in this crafty countdown, my absolute favourite of the foil press foils that we've got. It's the disco ball. $3.99 or $4.95 normally. You're saving 35%. So £2.59 or $3.21. They're singing DISCO. Debbie is shaking away over there. £2.07 or $2.57. You get 5 meters on a roll. And I mean, that is just the most extravagant of the foils I think we do, isn't it, Debbie?
Foil on a roll.
Foil on a roll. Foil on a roll. Foil on a roll.
Foil on a roll. Hey!
What's that? Should have remixed it.
Disco, foil on a roll.
Disco. Yeah. Foil on a roll, yeah. Grab that whilst you can. That's on that price for the next 27 minutes. Next up, edgeables we've got, I'm being told. Oh, yes, we have the Season's Greetings edgeable. Now, this is normally $12.99 or $14.95. 45% saving here on this particular die. £5.71 if you're platinum, or $6.58. These are the sort of prices that, you know, if you've not tried our edgeables before, or maybe you've seen these large word edgeables and you've thought, shall I, shan't I? This is a try me price, but only for the next 27 minutes. £5.71, $6.58 is the deal on that. Next up, from Sharon Callis's From the Heart stamp collection. This is Wonderful, your A6 photopolymer stamp, 7 elements in total. These were so popular when we launched them. £7.99 or $9.95, 60% you're going to save over the next 26 minutes. If you are looking for stocking filler ideas for crafty friends of yours, you don't want to spend a fortune, grab this for £2.55 or $3.18 if you're a platinum member. Wishing you a wonderful day. It's 7 stamps in total that you're going to get in that collection with your main sentiments. You've got cupcakes and balloons and sprinkles and swirls and everything you would want for a wonderful day. 26 minutes to grab that deal. These are flying already, and I cannot believe the deal we're about to do on this collection. It's your stamp and die set from the Nitwit Bloom with Grace. Again, if you love your florals, if you are dipping in today and you're grabbing this collection with the embossing folders, then this absolutely needs to go into your basket, because it says to me that you love your florals, and that's what this is all about. The Bloom with Grace 8-piece stamp and die set. If I flip that around again, you can see that you've got all of these beautiful stamps to create your own lovely bouquet, and then all of the dies to be able to cut out your stamped elements. £20 or $22.95, £3.99 or $14.58 is the deal on that. That is a 75% saving. I have only seen a handful of those, I think, over the time that I've been here. We've seen 70%, 75. Are you joking me? You've got 25 minutes to jump in and grab that deal along with the other 4 deals that we have just shown you. Right, I shall pop those to one side for now. Let's get back on with the craft along. Seriously, it is all going on today. A few of you just saying, I thought Ben was being a bit sneaky today. And Rachel saying, you fooled me. I had no clue you were crafting along. Shirley says, fabulous job, Ben. Thank you. I'm giving it a go. I'm giving it a try today. That's what it's all about. A bit of experimentation. And lots of you saying about the craft countdown deals. I've got these Sharon Callis stamps. They're amazing. Grab them. Yes, please get the deals whilst they are available. Let's check in. I think we're going to check in with Susie, who is colouring along with us. Here she comes. And you're multitasking as well, Susie. You threw me off just a minute ago. It's like, hang on a minute. I thought Susie was colouring and now she's commenting. How are you getting on?
Doing well. I'm mastering the little flicks.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's so good. It's easy
I went
to
ahead
follow
a
the
little
lines, isn't it, Susie?
What's that?
It's easy to follow the lines, isn't it, when you've got a 3D embossing folder?
Yes, absolutely.
It
Makes it
looks
so much
stunning.
easier.
Looks beautiful. Well done.
Do you tend to work with the illustrators quite a lot, Susie, or you've got a particular Spectrum Noir brand that you like to work with the most?
I work with the tri-blends more because there's multiple colors. I don't have to think about it. They just blend seamlessly. But I do like the nibs on the illustrators if you're doing something that's really detailed.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a fab job, I tell you what, and it's great that the 3 of us are giving it a go. This newbie guy here with 2 amazing colourists feel a little bit out of place, but we shall crack on and keep going, I think.
I don't think you should feel out of place at all. So well done, Susie. You're doing an amazing job. I don't think you should feel out of place at all, Ben. I think you're doing a really great job.
Well, I'm enjoying
now.
myself, and isn't that the main thing?
Absolutely, yeah. I think there's something more simplistic about following an embossing folder than a stamp. I'd almost go to say, if you want to learn colouring, to start with this first, because you've got that embossed area. It gives you that beautiful element to colour in.
Yeah.
And also, I'm with Susie. My favourite pens to use are absolutely the tri-blend brush. So you would get a really amazing deal with those. But I wanted you to see the illustrator. It's not very often we get the illustrator out.
No.
But that brush nib just works so amazingly well. So even if you could afford just to get yourself a few packets of them and try them out, you will absolutely love them. Right, now what I'm going to do now is, although I'm liking this, I feel like our darkness is staying in the centre. We need to spread out a little bit more. So I'm going to take our, not vanilla, I want the next one. Yes, it is vanilla. I'm going to take our vanilla and I'm going to go into my design just a little bit more and up the edges. Can you see? Not too much. I still want to keep that definition with the yellow on the top, but I do want to just stroke this pen through the centres and just give that a little bit more roundedness. So bringing that up. I still don't want to make sure you leave some white space, because the white's really important, because it does give us that sort of light and dark shade, and it gives us that natural lighting that we would expect to see on a flower. So it is just a case of just coming up and using that to just extend that colour, so it doesn't just look like the middle has got all that colour in it. We want to just blend that out.
How long have you been colouring for, Debbie?
Well, since I've been with Crafters, really, because I used to use another well-known pen.
Right.
And I used to have a blog. I don't do blogs anymore.
No?
No, it just, to be honest, it just got too much work. I couldn't fit it in doing a blog as well as, but it's what got me on my journey, because I used to do a lot of colouring. I was on some design teams for stamps, like digi-stamps.
Oh yeah.
And they used to send digi-stamps, and I used to colour them in and then post them on my blog, and people used to visit, and yeah, and it was, and funny enough, it was Sharon Callis that was head of our design team at the time.
Yeah.
And she emailed me and said, I've seen your blog, can I ask what pens you use? And I said, oh, I told her what pens I use, and she said, oh, well, would you be interested in using some Spectrum Noir, which are part of Crafter's Companion? And obviously I knew who Crafter's Companion was. I'd actually, just before that, I met Sarah for the first time at Ali Pali, and I'd gone down there, and her sister and her were selling the Ultimate boards, and then Bella Box on the stall. I'm just switching now to Coral. We're going to go in with this colour.
So what are you doing, just flicking up again?
Yeah, again, just flicking up, so just extending those flick lines. But I always start to low, because it then builds up that colour and it looks more authentic. So yeah, and then Sharon asked then if she could send, so they actually sent me some pens out, the first Classique pens, asked me if I'd like to do some projects with it. And yeah, the rest is history. I then started on the design team, become an accredited demonstrator, and yeah, this is my 9th year.
Wow, 9 years.
Yeah, 9 years. Employed for 5, so I've only done TV for 5. And Sarah needed someone to cover her maternity leave when she had Oliver. So, not Oliver, Charlie.
Charlie, yeah.
And I started on birthday week at Ho Chandra at the time, what we were on. And yeah, it started there on birthday week 5 years ago. And I love it. I never thought TV was for me. It's
I remember you saying about that. It's not like something that you ever thought you'd sort of end up doing.
No, and it wasn't something I ever wanted to do either, Ben, which is very strange, considering that's what I now do for a job.
Why did you not want to do it? Just for the...
I'm not...
Too nervous?
I know this really sounds weird, because everyone that knows me, I'm probably quite an extrovert, but actually I'm not in myself.
No.
I quite like
that.
keeping myself to myself, and I'm not one like that likes to be noticed, and I'm quite happy just being in the background.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
Yeah, so now what I'm doing, Ben, we're now going in to finish off with the dark coral. We're going to go in with this one and do the smallest flicks, because we don't want to get too much of this. This is quite a deep red, and we want to just put in, this is the one that's going to make this sunflower look really fiery, and just add in all those little details, and you can see how beautiful that is now starting to come together and look.
Yeah.
So it is just a case. And like I say, you can't go wrong. If you think you need more colour, go in with some more colour, add some more flicks. You know, the choice is yours. You're in charge. You're the one that can control your pen and what you're doing. If you've gone in too dark with the colour, go over it in a lighter colour, and that will just fade it down. So I'm just trying to get as near to that core, to where our stamens are, just to start to bring that all in. But I feel incredibly lucky at the end of the day, because I do something that I love, and I think if you can do anything in life that you love, then you're on to a winner, aren't you?
Well, yeah, exactly right. And it's a funny one for me as well. I love, and I'm not saying this because I love working here, and this has been my most fun kind of TV adventure. But if you'd have said to me when I started working off in TV, like nearly 10 years ago now that you'll be working full-time at a craft channel, I would have said to you, absolutely no way. But now I'm here. I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Absolutely,
I wouldn't want to go back to what I was
Yeah.
doing before.
And we are very lucky here because we do have the most amazing team. And I love it when people come on, like Andrew and Ian have been with us lately and have said the same. It really is just like everyone is so lovely. I've never worked in a place like this where every single person is nice.
Well, most people. No, I know.
No, but do you know what I
you
mean? Normally there's always, not everybody gets on, do they? There's,
No.
You know, not personalities can clash, or you just get people that sometimes like to have a little bit of a moan, or, you know, but I think it's just a lovely environment to work in. We're
And do you know what? And also, a lovely audience as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's what makes it, isn't it?
We've got, I honestly feel, this is so corny, but I honestly feel like, you know, you guys, like when Susie's here, we had like Pam on yesterday, Karen, you see these names of people that you interact with all day, every day on the socials, and it does feel like one big family. And what I love more than anything as well is when you look through the socials, you look through all the different groups that we have, it's all positivity, and that's why I absolutely love. And even if there is, you know, at points there might be, someone might have a particular problem or can't do something, there's always people there to help out, and that's what I love about this place.
Yes, everyone steps in. Do you know what's with crafters, which is really weird, because with most hobbies, people get competitive.
Yeah.
In sport, people get competitive. But actually, crafting, it doesn't matter if you do something wrong. People are kind. You know, if you do it wrong, people are so glad because they made that same mistake, or, you know, they find a way of rectifying it or doing something different. So, yeah, the crafting community, you are all amazing. You have to really, and you know that from all your comments and the friendships you've made on our posts. And it's why I think we're so unique at Crafters TV, because we have that interaction, don't we, with everybody, and it makes it personal. We feel like we know you, like you know us, which is great. Right, so that's our first flower done. How are you looking over there?
I'm all right. I'm a little bit behind because I've obviously been chatting, but I've just added a bit of a layer of colour that I didn't really want to add, but I'm getting there. I didn't really want to add that. I went in with the wrong pen.
That's fine, because what you can do, Ben, is carry on with that and then go over it in the lighter shade.
Yeah, so I'll go around in that, go over in the lighter shade. But I'm really pleased with the blending that I've got around here. It looks amazing,
and you've really now, I can see your flicking is really good now.
Yeah.
That's amazing in the centre.
Yeah.
You're doing a brilliant job.
I feel like it really is like coming along nicely, and I feel like I'm getting, like you say, that technique.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're here to tell me exactly what to do, because I think, again, if I went home and tried to do it, it probably wouldn't look as good as it has.
You should emboss some, because they're the sort of thing Daisy would love.
Yeah, well, as I say, we're still, every time I make my mind up as to what we're going to do for for Christmas, something else comes along. Well, yesterday when we had the Christmas embossing folders with the stencils, I saw those, and I think those actually might be a lot of fun to do.
Yes.
But
yeah, again, they make it easy, they make it look like you're an artist.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're all good, aren't they?
So much fun. I'm glad you guys are having the fun as well. Astrid says, it's because you're all just super nice and gorgeous. We love you, says Sarah. We love you all, to you all at Crafters TV, from on screen to behind the scenes. You're also kind and genuine. And Sarah Kate is saying, finding that Crafters TV has been a real blessing for me. Rachel says, welcome to being a crafter, Ben. Always something new and fun. Always willing to give it a go. That's me. And I'm thoroughly enjoying this today. Now, just to give you all a bit of time to catch up, maybe you're new to this and you need to do like a few tweaks here and there. Let's just chat a little bit about our machine deals that we've got going on the website currently. Last day of the 25% off on the machines. And I've got to tell you again, I know we said this earlier with the Gemini, I cannot remember a day where I've ever seen that platinum price on the Gemini Junior. It's an unbelievable deal. £140 or $200 normally, and you know, as far as I'm concerned, worth every single pound and penny and dollar and cent of that price. To get 25% off, you save £35 or almost $50. 20% off further if you're platinum, £83.99 or $119.97. That price is only applicable for today, because I'm telling you this now, they will go back to the normal price tomorrow. It was extended yesterday, extended again into today. Last chance to get them at 25%. Just before we see a little video about the Junior, again, Debbie, your take on the Junior. Who might that be for?
Oh, I think anyone that's new to die cutting, that price is exceptional, by the way. That's like out of this world. It's amazing. Yeah, if you're new to die cutting and you want to get a machine and you've only got maybe a smaller craft space, honestly, it's such a good machine to start with because it's the only machine you're ever going to need to have unless you want to go bigger.
Yeah.
Because it does, I would say, I want to say about 85 to 90% of our dies it will take. So it's just about what concept cards you do, but it has everything in there. Also has a tester of mixed media dies. So if you are someone that sews out there and you want to get into a bit of die cut and you want to cut out your appliques, you can do that with this machine as well. It truly is amazing.
Only a few hours left to get it at that price and 25% off. If you're thinking about it and you need some more information, here's a little video with all the info you need. Well, I am just having the best time. Hopefully you guys are as well. The Gemini Junior is my most used machine, says Mary Pat 1000 on YouTube. I love it. Just before I remind you of the plate deals that we've got as well, Angela just says, what's the Gemini sandwich for 3D folders?
Let me grab these. All you need is your plastic shim, your magnetic mat, then your folder with your card in, and then your top plate cutting plates. So yeah, just those three: plastic, magnetic, top one. Okay.
And talking to plates as well, don't forget we have got the plates back in stock for you. The Gemini plates disappeared yesterday though. They, I think they went at about 6 o'clock yesterday. Everybody was on the website grabbing them. This is the Gemini Junior Complete Plate Collection. What I will say, the way that this deal works out, you get your metal cutting plate for free, plus you do get the storage bag with this as well. It basically works out a 30% saving. But normally just shy of £50, just shy of $60, £34 or $41 today, less your 20% if you're platinum, £27.20 or $32.80. And as we were saying yesterday, if you were looking for plates for your original Gemini, these will work, of course, sideways through Gemini, so you can get these if you didn't manage to get your hands on those Gemini plates. Check the web. For the individual deals as well, but what I would say is go swiftly. This particular collection, almost at 60% of the stock gone. And as again, we were chatting about yesterday, even if your plates are fine and functioning at the moment, you're thinking, I'm way off needing new plates, it's always good to grab them whilst we've got them, because the worst thing in the world is when you come to actually needing new plates, if you then come to the website and we haven't got them, you're going to be kicking yourself. So as one of you mentioned earlier on, I think it was Nee, that old saying of better to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them. Get them whilst you can. They are all there for you. Save the Gemini plates, which disappeared yesterday. Just to say with the craft countdown as well, I know the clock is still ticking. A few people have been having problems with the deals not showing up as they should be. We are just looking at that. Hopefully we're going to be able to extend the time to give you the opportunities to get the deals, which we promised you would get, but I'll let you know more on that as and when I hear about it. Right, I think we are ready to move on.
Yeah, so what we're going to do now, we're going to do our other flower in exactly the same way, but I want to get the leaves done just in case because of time. So I want to show you a technique with the leaves as well, going through that flicking technique, but also sort of adding in that secondary colour. So the two colours that I'm going to be using are emerald and meadow. So they're the two colours and they're from your Verdant collection here. I love this because these have been picked for you to know that they'll all go together. So you've got these two colours that blend and then these two colours that blend. So again, it's a bit like all of our pen system where we do all that hard work for you. And you can see this with professional hand-picked colours. So what we're going to start off with is our lightest colour. So our lightest colour would be our meadow. So, and what I love about these as well with the Illustrator, they're very spot on, the colours that you see on the lids there. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay down that lightest colour. Now, what you do need to do is be careful around the edges. So what I do is just dot a little, almost sort of dotting it in place. So up and down, just around those edges until you get that sort of line where you want it. Because what you don't want to do, you don't want to be then going over your actual design. And if you leave your nib on the card too long, it will just seep into the colour.
Okay.
And you don't want that to happen. So just those little dots around the edges, and that really does help with laying that colour down. And then we can just stroke that along your line where your leaves are. So it's just, I mean, you need to have a little bit of a steady hand, but it is just a case of filling that in, and I'm doing it really lightly over the top. And use your card, don't keep it in one place. If you need to move it, move that around. And all you're doing is following the edges. And as long as you're not leaving your nib on there too long for it to soak in, you'll get a really good, because you've got that line to follow. And because it's risen, you don't need to worry about it going under too much. So just putting that all on to that base colour. And then as you go around, so I can see this bit here, I've got a leaf, so I'm just going to go in with a darker colour. I'm just going to pop that leaf down there.
That's a good question coming. Laura May says, do you need the brush tip to use the flicking technique? So is the flicking technique applicable to, say, something like your bog standard tri-blend?
No.
Or don't you just do it with your brush, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you do. That's the whole point of a brush nib. Yeah, it would. You can do it, Ben, but it wouldn't. You wouldn't get the same look. It'd be quite hard to do, really.
Yeah, it's hard to describe, like how, now I think I've got the hang of it, how that brush nib just sort of, it sort of trails a bit to give you that flick, doesn't it? And you wouldn't get that from a solid nib.
I mean, that is an amazing brush nib. And then what we're going to do, we're going to still do that flicking technique, but from underneath. So from here, that would be a darker colour. So can you see, I'm just putting in really small little flicks just underneath, and then we're going to bring that up the vine, because you can see, because it's embossed, you can see those vine textures, but because it's underneath there, it's going to have that shading. So you want to just really put in that really light lay down of colour, and you just want to continue that flick, and then we can do that all around here, just really going up onto that piece. And never worry how it looks when you're first doing it.
No.
Because they're honestly, you sort of look at it and think, oh, that doesn't look as good and that doesn't look very nice. But then you start to blend. So then we go back in, and all I'm going to do is just really softly colour into the tip of where I've laid down that darker colour. And that's just going to start really working in those two colours. And then you want to let that dry. Don't keep reworking something until it's dried, because then you'll see it'll all start to blend together.
Sorry, I'm colouring again. Kimberly said, I had to tune out for a few minutes. What's the timer for? That timer is there for our craft countdown. That may or may not be a true timer now, because we've had a few problems with the craft countdown this time. So, in fact, there it goes. It's gone off the screen. we are going to give you the opportunity to grab the Craft Countdown deals because a few of you were having problems grabbing those. But I'll give you more information when I get it. Tony Swan has just said on Facebook, okay, Ben, I have just ordered my Gemini. That is great news.
Yeah, you will love it, absolutely.
And Nida says, always best to have your plates in stock, even when one thinks they have extra plates already. Having extra of these is never a waste. Trust me, as I learned from experience.
Yeah, me too. I've done that before and thought I had spare plates then haven't. And also, if you do mixed media, keep a spare set just for your mixed media as well, because then your main plates don't get ruined as quickly. Just in, the Craft Countdown. So apologies about that. There were a few gremlins. We're going to get rid of the clock. We are going to get rid of the clock because the deals on the Craft Countdown should now be live for you. And just because we did have a little problem, we're going to keep those prices for you, not for the next 2 minutes, as you saw there, but till the end of the show. So as an apology for messing it up, you've got another 45 minutes to grab them. Do shop ahead. We'll try and recap on them in just a bit, but you've got up to 75% off on those 5 items up until the end of the show. You are welcome. I tell you what, your flower's looking absolutely amazing over there. That's brilliant. So good, Debbie. And remember, I've practiced a lot. If yours is not looking exactly like mine, it really doesn't matter. You will get the hang of it, I promise you. This isn't about how good you are with colouring. This is about learning techniques, learning how to do those flicks, learning as well how much pressure you put down in a pen. Because honestly, I'm just tickling the surface. So it is just a case of getting used to your pen, getting used to your touch and how you lay down that colour and how you blend in, because it really is so easy to do. So there we go. So we're starting, you can see we're getting all that shading in, which looks amazing. And then let's do our other one here. And turn it to the light so you can see exactly where you are. We're lucky that we've got bright lights in the studio.
Yes.
But what you will find is wherever your light is, just sort of turn the card around in different positions and you will find a better light. Because you will always get it. It's just a case of maybe turning your card around to that different way of light. Or even colouring under your window where you get some natural daylight.
Oh, that's a good idea. That is a good idea.
So it's just a case, I'm using a very, I mean, you can see I'm doing a really thin line and just colouring around there to start with, just so we can get that sort of guideline around. And honestly, if you're not very steady with your hand and you are starting to go over, there's another way around that as well, because what you could use after that is some gilding wax. And gilding wax sort of hides all your sort of where you've done it wrong or it's gone over the edges. And honestly, it makes a massive difference. So if you do find that you've done that, just use your gilding wax over very lightly with a light finger.
I'm just going to ask, because as I say, So I think I've sort of done my flower, so I have been listening to you. This sounds really bad. I haven't been listening to a word you've said. So with the leaf again, so it's the same technique, is it, that you're doing with the colour?
Yeah, apart from when you go round, you almost dot your colour round.
Right.
So you sort of up and down with the nib, just so you get those dots filled in, rather than going in and drawing. Otherwise you get a severe line, and actually you don't want a severe line. This is like this is like embossing.
Can you hear some crunching in your ear as well? George is having his mid-show snack.
He's having a proper old munch there.
It sounds like I've got Mr. Ed in my ear. It's like, you know, you feed a horse and polo. He's just said, oh, sorry, I'm just having a polo. He's like,
Me and Ben just looked at each other like, what is that?
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so you just dot that line round and use your nib then just to go in and get that really sort of small detail. You've also on the Illustrator, if you wanted to use, you have got your little tiny bullet nib on the back, so you could go in with that, but again, you're not getting, it's quite scratchy. You probably, I mean, you could use it, but for me, you get the much better line when you are using your the edge of your brush, because the brush is just beautiful. I mean, it really does sort of just flick on that colour, lays down the colour amazingly well, and you will get the sort of best out of your pens.
Linny's just said, I adore my tri-blend brush markers and original tri-blends. Hadn't used Illustrators or Classiques until I bought the Explorer kit. Now building a full collection of those pens, as well as they are amazing.
Yeah, they really are.
And also, Linny just saying, I missed the first half of the show. Was there much talking with both Debbie and Ben colouring? There is a danger of double colouring combers. To be fair, Debbie did a great job at doing everything, because I was literally there, tongue stuck out, giving it a bit of a go. But yes, it's all been pretty good so far, I think. And Wendy in Hampshire has just said, whoop, my new Gemini Junior has just arrived.
Oh, that's amazing.
Exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so exciting getting a new machine. Like, so incredible. Honestly, if you've had die cutting machines in the past, I mean, I think this day and age, if you're a new crafter and go straight to the Gemini, you wouldn't know how good it is in respect to other machines. Because like I say, all your machines are really good, but you get used to them. But when you go straight into having the Gemini, wow, your die cutting journey is just supreme.
Absolutely right. So I'm just marvelling at your leaf colouring again. It's just so good.
I'm just going over where I can see, so you can go back over it, because I'm feeling like I could blend that a little bit more. But I just love the fact we can just carry that down. So I'm just going to again do some little dots just to line them up so we don't go in too much with a harsh line, and then just follow that embossing down.
So what colours have you used again there, just for people like me who fell behind? So you're Emerald and Meadow, yeah?
Yeah, Emerald. Is it Emerald and Meadow? I think, yes it is, you're right. Yeah, Emerald and Meadow, yes. And they just complement each other. So you've got that really nice sort of lighter sort of pop of colour, and then just adding that green gives you so much dimension on an already dimensional image, because, you know, you've got that embossing, haven't you?
Yeah. There's a few of you asking as well, and we will do it in a second. Is it possible to go over the craft countdown items again? We will in the last sort of half hour or so.
Yeah, so shall I just carry on with the colouring of the leaves, because you know what I'm doing, so you can all sort of carry on if you need be, and I can just, and then that way we can do another flower and hopefully get our box made. But if we can't, we've got the basis, and you can do whatever, make your cards, your boxes, because this was really intended to do that sort of colour along.
So the craft countdown, which is now yours until the end of the show at these prices, because it should have ended, but we had a few technical issues. So 5 items, up to 75% off. We start with this one here, which is your 9x12 premium black paper pad. 20% off here for 30 sheets. $7.99 or $11.96 is the deal on this. Save 20%. Another 20% comes off if you're platinum. £6.39 or $9.57. As a by the by, this would be lovely to go with those botanical embossing folders, of course, and with your gilding wax, which we've got back. All 5 colours are now available for you too. $6.39 or $9.57. That's a 20% saving. Next up, whoop, 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 whoop. Yes! Disco, 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 disco. I mean, how lush is this? Even from a distance, you're seeing just how gorgeous the colours are. It is like a holographic effect that you've got going on there. 5 meters of your foil press disco ball foil with a 35% saving. It's £2.07 or $2.57 if you're shopping with us in the US and you are platinum. Next up, we've got dies for you. Edgeables. Again, what I would say to you is, I mean, obviously, if you've got foil press, that's obviously gone into your basket, because you're not going to say no to that offer. This one here, your Season's Greetings Edgeable. Again, If you looked at this previously, maybe you've thought about getting edgeables, you've not worked with them before, you've not wanted to spend a full amount of money, you can spend just £5 or $6 today and grab this rather than £13 or $15. A 45% saving on your Season's Greetings large word edgeable die. That deal, again, applicable until the end of the show. We've then got the beautiful From the Heart stamp set from Sharon Callis. This is the wonderful, wishing you a wonderful day stamp set. Normally £8, $10, £2.55 until the end of this show. $3.18. Again, you're going to get 7 stamps within that set. You've got your Have a Wonderful Day, and then all of these little added elements to go with it as well. So your cupcake and your sprinkles, your balloon and your swirls in there as well. That's £2.55. A donking deal for the next 35 minutes, $3.18. And last, but by no means least, from the Knitwit collection, the Bloom with Grace stamp and die set. I've seen 70% deals here. Quite a few times. We do 70% deals in our sales shows, in our craft vaults, in our warehouse clearances. Very rarely have I seen a deal where we've done 75% off, which is amazing. £3.99 or $4.58 for a £20, $23 stamp and die bundle from the beautiful Knitwit Bloom with Grace collection. As you can see on the back here, you've got these beautiful floral stamps, the dies to be able to cut those out as well. So again, if you like being able to add embellishments to your cards, if you like being able to do your decoupage and 3D effects, that's a great set to go for at a fraction of the price today. Everyone says £15, $17, 20% further comes off if you're platinum. The deal is there for you at the bottom of your screen. Also, just to mention, if you have just joined us, the embossing folders that we've got on the show, 3D embossing folders no less. They are available for you at a stunning price today, £33.55 or $42.96 if you're a platinum member. Again, what I love most about these is ease of crafting for you. If you are somebody perhaps who is new to crafting, you're looking at making your first crafty purchase, embossing folders really truly are brilliant because again, with one pass through your machine, especially with your 3D embossing folders, you've got that amazing 3D effect, the florals just jumping off the page. Whether you decide to use it on your white cardstock, get some of your ink pads in there, or like we showed you earlier on, get the black cardstock that we've got in that craft countdown deal, get some of your gilding waxes as well, and these will just really pop off the page. Full selection of glorious flowers from your dahlias to your hellebores. You've got tulips in there. The cherry blossom, I think, are absolutely stunning. Sunflowers, love them. You've also got your roses, your peonies, and your gerberas. $33.55, $42.96 is the deal. If you don't want to go for the full set, if you just want to go for maybe a couple of those, they are available for you on a multi-buy deal, 2 for £12 or 2 for $16. But whichever way you go, you're going to have fun working with those because they are just stunning. Talking of stunning, the Gemini Pro machine is still available for you, and let us just have a quick look at that price on the screen right there. £269.40 is your platinum price, or $299.97. Everyone is going to save $112.25, $124.99. And then I know the majority of you are platinum members anyway, so that price in the purple box there is going to be applicable to a lot of people. This is the time. This is the day to jump in and get your Gemini Pro. Don't wait till tomorrow. I mean, you can wait until tomorrow, but you'll be paying, it's disappeared. They're paying the price that was scrubbed out on the screen just there because they will go back up to where they should be tomorrow. The 25% off deals ends at midnight tonight. So make sure you grab yours. Whilst we get ready to go back to the craft along and see where we're up to with Debbie, let's have a look at this video right here, which will give you more information and more specifications about the Gemini Pro.
Supersize your die cutting and embossing potential with the Gemini Pro. With a huge 12x12 cutting platform as standard, this machine is perfect, not only for larger projects and batch making, but also for cutting all elements, mats and layers for your smaller projects in one pass too. The machine is capable of cutting through all sorts of materials, including card, craft metal, leather, wood, felt, and multiple layers of fabric. The power, pressure, and performance that you've come to expect from the Gemini family of electronic die cutting machines has been enhanced to the next level. It's been engineered for superb edge-to-edge cutting of up to 12 by 18 size materials with perfect results every time. In the box, along with your Gemini Pro machine, you'll receive 2 clear cutting plates, a rubber embossing mat, a magnetic shim, plastic shim, and metal shim, all 12 by 12. Power cord, plus of course your comprehensive instruction booklet that will guide you through the plate combinations you need for your different dies and embossing folders. Larger 12 by 18 plates are also available separately to boost your creativity even further. So, whether you're a card maker, scrapbooker, create paper or fabric embellishments, table decorations, wedding stationery, or keepsake gifts, to name but a few, this machine will revolutionize your crafting experience.
I like that little video there. Good voiceover. Good voiceover guy. Solid guy. Let's quickly check in because it's not just myself and Debbie who are doing a bit of colouring on this colour along. The lovely Susie T is with us as well, looking very busy, very studious with her specs on in her craft room right now. Let's cross over to Susie. Just before we have a look at your colouring, Susie T, we've just been chatting about our machine deals. Which of our machines have you got?
I have all of the machines except for the Go.
Oh, okay.
So I have the Mini, the MIDI, the Junior, the OG, and I just got the Pro during birthday week.
And which do you use the most? Which is your favourite?
I've only used the Pro once just to set it up, so I have a feeling that that's going to be the favorite. But right now I'm still using the OG, mostly with the Gemini Junior plates. That's my favorite combination.
And what is it?
But they each have room in your studio, you know.
Yeah. And what is it for you though that makes you want to have all of the machines? Do you find that like each has got a specific use, or do you find it good to have multiple machines so that you can get jobs done quicker?
I think I started out small and I just kept getting bigger and bigger. So if I was going to advise somebody and you don't want to have so many machines, get the biggest one that you can afford.
Yeah.
But now the Junior I use with the foil press, and then the OG just fits, everything seems to fit on an A4 sized, or on the Junior plates going in, shaves off half of the time that it takes to go through. And then the Pro is just a great option to have if you're going to batch make all your Christmas cards.
Well, I mean, basically prove there, Debbie, that there is a use for everyone and a lot of sense in getting all of them, right?
I remember when they first come out, Susie, you're probably the same, and I remember thinking, like, when they then bought the Junior out, I thought, why do I need a Junior? I've got a big machine, I don't need a Junior. And then you get a Junior and you think, well, actually, I'm using this all the time now. And then when you've got bigger things, you put it in the Gemini, and then we got smaller things. And then it was the case of using my combination exactly the same. I love the normal Gemini with the Gemini Junior plates. So, yeah.
Me?
Oh, Debbie's mic's gone apparently. So yes, has it fallen off or was the battery gone? We'll find out. It's all going wrong today. Let us get ready to go back to the craft along with Debbie in just a few moments' time. Let's see Susie's. That's brilliant, Susie. That is phenomenal. Wow.
It's okay, yeah?
That's more than okay.
I struggle still with the coloring, but it's getting better.
No.
The flicking technique is getting much better.
Oh, that's amazing.
That really is brilliant. And like Debbie was saying, like I can see like how you've used that flicking technique, and like you've gone at a great pace there as well. I mean, I've fallen behind a little bit, you know, obviously reading the comments and whatnot. But yeah, that looks absolutely brilliant. Yeah, and you certainly got the hang of that technique. Did it take you a while to kind of get it, Susie?
The flicking takes practice, yeah, for sure. Scrap card and get your technique going before you go on to your project.
Yeah. And do you find it quite a relaxing craft to do as well when you're doing your colouring? Do you go into that colouring coma?
I do, very much. Get right in the zone and forget about what else is going on around you.
Ah, brilliant stuff. Well, listen, keep going. We are, half an hour, I think, remaining. So let me read a few more comments out, and then we'll get back over to Debbie in just a few moments' time. It's great to know that loads of you are enjoying this. Chatting about the machines, Diane says, Ben, we need them all just because, lol. Mary Pat says the only machine I don't have is the MIDI. That's on a deal as well, Mary Pat, if you do want to jump in and grab it. And Angela Coles on Facebook says, about to start on my leaves with the fern green and the meadow. Wherever you are with your colouring, keep on ploughing on with that, because as I say, we've got about 25 minutes or so to go. We'll pop that box together. But I think the majority of you are sort of there or thereabouts with it, and up with where our Debbie is. We're going to come back to the colouring in just a few moments' time. But let me remind you of another deal which you guys have been loving. These were flying out of the door, and they're hundreds yesterday. It is this week's Get It, Got It Good deal. So, always popular, and do you know what, it's one of those items which I always find as soon as it comes in stock it flies out again, and it's going to happen again, I know it is, the ink dauber storage kit. You're going to get your storage plus 40 of the ink daubers, and you're going to get all of these different colours of your opaque pigment ink pads as well. A really, really lovely collection, and one which, as I say, is going to disappear probably faster than we got it back in again. That's how it comes to you. All of that beautiful storage there, 40 of those. I just want to double check as well, because a lot of people kind of wondering perhaps do these fit all fingers? Absolutely. I've got fairly large hands and they fit perfectly on my fingers. So you're going to get 40 of those for all of your different colours, all of the storage that you need too, because they come in that nice little clear case. So again, if you're using these, of course, for the different colours that you've got the ability, rather than opening this up and seeing what's inside, you know exactly which colours you've used for each of your daubers. This set, of course, as well, does come with your opaque pigment ink pads as well. The colours that you're going to get in this collection, you're going to get your Chinese red. Also, you're going to get your honey pot. You've got your fuchsia. You'll get your green topaz, your ocean blue, spring meadow, crushed velvet, and your lagoon as well. So all of that included should be $64.91, $88.59, £50 or $70 is the deal on this week's Get It, Got It Good. £40, $50 or $56 I should say is the deal if you're a platinum member this week or whilst stocks last. Right, we are into the home straight, I think, as far as the craft along is concerned. I think we've recharged Debbie's batteries. And, yes, we can hear her, and she is ready to go.
As if I need recharging. I've already started because I know that time is getting away, and you've probably gone ahead anyway, because I know you've seen how we did that first one, and we're doing exactly the same on this second one. And remember, you can go back to this afterwards. You haven't got to do it at any sort of rush speed at all. It is just a case of getting these flicks in and just building up that colour. So that's all we're doing. I'm going to just go in and do it a little bit faster than what we did the first one and get these flicks all in. So really nice way of doing them. Perhaps I've just been talking too much and my mic just thought, you know what, I've had enough of her.
Yeah. So much talking over the last hour and a half. I've had enough. I'm switching myself off.
I don't want to work for you anymore.
I've had it before when my mic's given up on air. You won't be the first and you won't be the last. Lots of chat coming in about the machines as well, by the way. Chemistry and biology is saying, I love the Pro. It's totally changed how I craft, and I'm a scrapbooker. So it's awesome for me. I don't use my Cricut as much since I have the Pro. And Laura May on YouTube is saying, I love my daubers and I think I need more. Well, if you think you need more, grab them on the Get It Got It Good deal this week whilst we have them, because I think that they are going to sell out before the end of the week. So make sure you go swiftly.
I always do. We
do, don't
use
they?
ours all the time. They are amazing, like truly. I love the fact that you can have 2, sometimes 3 if you want on your fingers in one go, and go into sort of different colours. They're great if you've got stencils because you just just layer them up and they're so easy to get into. But they're great because you can leave them in the tin so they're not going to make anything mucky. And also, if you do want to get an extra set, you could, if you wanted to, keep a set for each one of your inks, so like your pigment inks, your quick drying inks and your normal inks, or you could use one for things like your metallic ink pads.
Oh yeah.
And then also your, if you did want to use them with your gilding waxes.
So I mean, there are 40 within the set, but actually, when you look at it like that, you probably do need to get more if you've only got one set.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, it's just that flicking technique. So you've just got to get yourself used to starting in one place and just flick through. And it's learning where to stop that end going, because obviously you could flick right across your page and you don't want to be doing that. So it's just short little bursts. And they don't have to be uniform, you know, they can go wherever you want to put them. And you can see how quickly and easily we can build it up just by putting those flicks in. And by keeping that little bit of white, it just gives even more definition. And then I'm going to go in with our final one, which is that dark coral, and then just come into that one. And then we're going to do a little heat embossing at the end to make it all look beautiful.
Okay.
If I don't manage to get the box done quick enough, then I will put the measurements for it on my Facebook page.
Okay.
And that's likely to be tomorrow, but you never know, we might just get it in.
Oh yeah, because we've got another show coming up later on, haven't we?
Yes, we
Launch
have.
party.
Yes.
Launch party.
But we've got a bit of a Christmas market going on, haven't we, here at Crafters Companion?
We got what?
We've got a Christmas sort of shops. People bringing in sort of Christmas shops to the office.
Have we?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
like setting up in the office
Have we?
Christmas shops so we can go shopping.
Have we?
Yeah,
What now?
yeah, 5 o'clock.
Have we?
What?
What are we talking about?
Don't worry, I'll take you with me. We're going shopping.
We're going shopping, are we?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
going
brilliant.
shopping. You can buy Laura something.
I thought you were going to say you can buy me something. I'm definitely not going shopping with you then.
You can buy me something as well. So there you go. Look how beautiful that's now come out, and you've got that gorgeous embossing and looks amazing. So we're going to then switch. I'm going to bring in those ink pads now. And we're going to do a bit of heat embossing.
Yeah.
Now what we are going to do is you could use your daubers, but for quickness, I do want to just bring in my sort of, I'm trying to think of the word, square, but I can't find. Do you think I could find another square one there?
What are you looking for? I don't know what you're
My
looking for.
squares, I'm looking for these. These are our square ink applicators. I couldn't think what they were called. So we'll use one for our Frosty Jade and then one for our baby blue as well. So what I want to do, now the reason I'm using these and not the little finger daubers is because you've got these corners on here. So if we go first of all into our baby blue, I'm just going to load that up. And then what you can do is you can actually go in, can you see, you can use that point to go into the top. So just go in through all of those sections. It doesn't matter if it grabs a little bit on the side, that doesn't matter at all.
Yep.
But we're just going to go in and put those, where if you've got those small daubers, they're good for the rest of it, but actually this is great for just going in and getting a beautiful background, but actually using that edge. And you want to have plenty on here, so I'm just going to blend that in now, make sure we've got plenty on. And again, just continuing those lines to go round. It doesn't matter if you've got a bit of a shadow going round, because that's quite normal.
Yeah.
And then we can just pop some into here, using those edges just to go about. And then we can then go back into there. And I'm only going to do it to there because then we're going to go with a different colour, but I'm going to switch round to the other side so you can see we're starting to give that beautiful haziness in, like for that sky there, which looks amazing. So popping that in, and again just using that corner to go into those edges. And it's just a really nice way of using your background. If you wanted to, and you wanted to do a coloured background with watercolours, use your Pebeo drawing gun.
Oh yes.
And you can just apply that over your embossing.
Perfect.
And then do your background, and then that will be that'll be good to go. But it's just a nice way of doing a bit of heat embossing and adding some extra detail. So into there, and then we're just going to go into that section. And this is where your little daubers would probably come in handy, in these tiny sections.
A few people telling me that they've ordered more than one set of those on the Get It Got It Good.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Coletta
They're
just said,
amazing.
order the Get It. It'll be my second set. Game changer for me. Also
Yes.
for Michelle was using them a lot yesterday when she was using the I think of your words, Ben, stencils.
Yes.
For using your stencils for getting the
stencils,
detail.
they're just brilliant for. And we'll always do stencils, which is amazing, especially on when you've got the embossing folders and stencils. They're ideal. Absolutely ideal. And now we're just coming in with that beautiful frosty jade.
I'm just having a go at colouring. I'm miles behind. I mean, don't
No, that's
don't
fine.
mind
It's
me,
good
but
you
I'm,
get a chance to do that.
yeah, I've just honestly, what I've loved more than anything about this show, Debbie, and I think this is hopefully good for a lot of people, is that I said to Debbie before the show, because as you know, I've done craft alongs previously, and you
didn't want to
guys,
do it, did you?
No, you guys have seen me because I grew my confidence with things like, so I use the MIDI now, as you've seen, when I do the craft alongs with Jan, and I'm happy to score, I'm happy to cut, you know, and stick and use all the different adhesives. I'm happy there, but colouring was one of the things that I was a bit like, and Debbie was like, go on, give it a go. I was like, no, I don't feel confident enough. And Debbie said, you can't go wrong with this. Just follow me, take your time, you know, have fun with it. And actually, that's what I've done. I've took my time, had fun.
Absolutely.
And with these as well, once you get the, you know, I don't think I've got it 100% down pat yet, but I feel so confident using that sort of flicking technique, using the brush, and yeah.
And it's another new thing to learn.
Exactly right.
Another new craft.
And like you said, right, and I know we're doing this on live TV, and I know if it had gone disastrously wrong, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because you guys, as I say, are always kind and always encouraging. But if it did go disastrously wrong, like you said, you just go, well, I don't really like that. Chuck it in the bin and start again.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is literally a piece of card.
Why do we worry? Why do we worry?
Absolutely. You just have to take that, you know, the confidence and know that you can do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's what we're really good for on this channel is boosting people's confidence.
Yes.
Because I think we're all down on ourselves thinking we can't do stuff.
Yeah.
But actually, and we've not even given it a go. And sometimes, Ben, it's just the knowing how to do something. You know, like with your brush nibs, a lot of people ask, I mean, that's our main thing that people ask, what is the difference between classics and illustrators? What is the difference between our tri-blend brush and our tri-blend markers? And it literally is the nibs, and it's what you prefer, what you like getting the use out of, and what you find your technique side are. Because I love using the illustrators for that flicking. If you've got animal fur and you've got animals that you do, honestly, if you love doing your hair, you're going to absolutely love using the illustrators. Right, we're just going to heat emboss this as well. So I love a bit of heat embossing. I think, what's the time? We're fast running out of time, so I don't think we're going to get the box done. But I will tell you the measurements for it. But I do love a bit of heat embossing like this because it gives it that sort of glassy appearance in the background, and it looks stunning. If you heat embossed it, it will just look amazing. If you use your clear embossing, our translucent one, and put it on the top of the sunflower, that would look incredible. We've also got glossy highlights, and I'm thinking I might just try the glossy highlights on them because I think that would look beautiful on the leaves and in the centre. So if you've got that or wanted to go for that, pop them in your basket as well because the glossy highlights are beautiful.
I've got to tell you, that is a masterpiece what you've done there. I just think it is, it's brilliant. And the fact that you've done it in that short of time as well.
In real time.
In real time as well, because you did say when you did it yesterday, it took you most of the evening.
It did, yeah.
And then you've had to like sort of put your foot on the gas a little bit. But just how great is that, what you can achieve with these 3D embossing folders in conjunction with our brilliant Spectrum Noir range. I mean, that's, it's a masterpiece,
I
Debbie,
know,
that.
and look at the background now. We've got that beautiful embossness in the background, which is amazing. And then I'm just going to bring in, I'm sure I had them to hand a second ago. I was going to bring in, oh, there it is, it's fallen down. Let's bring in the glossy highlights. So anyone that hasn't seen these yet, these are amazing because it's a clear liquid, but it goes on a bit cloudy and then it dries absolutely clear. But what it does is it creates a real strong definition. It's got a great lid that just pulls the top off there. Then you've got your precision nozzle. It means that when you, mine might be a bit blocked actually, so I might just need to get my pokey tool. Make sure that we take out, oh yep, just that little nodule there. Oh, I've pushed it in now, so that wasn't very good. Normally you can get them out, but so it might block again. But yeah, so as you pull that round, I'm putting quite a bit on, and you literally just guide it around and fill in where you want it to go. I think what this would lend itself to as well is on the actual petals, is not to do all of them, but to put some sort of dewdrops on them.
Oh, I like that idea, yeah.
Which would be absolutely stunning. So you can see, because it's cloudy, you can see exactly where you're going. This will dry really smooth and really clear. Just make sure as you're going round, if you've got any little air bubbles, just pop them. Otherwise that air bubble will stay in there. But to be honest, what's it going to do? It's just going to add a little bit of interest.
Do you say you need to dry this or just let it go naturally?
Let this go naturally, yeah, don't dry it, yeah. But it's a great medium to work with. You want anything that just adds that sort of touch of shininess. It's great for your Christmas cards if you're doing Rudolph and do Rudolph's nose. Yeah. Yeah, just highlighting them all, but it is absolutely beautiful. So the next thing I'll do is we'll start putting our box together so you can know the measurements. So I'm just making sure, filling in those gaps there. I think my little blobby bit that went in has come out now onto there. And let's do this last one. And then you'll see, because this will go clear quite quickly. So I'm just going to fill in these gaps. And then we will do our box. So apologies we haven't got the box made in this, but like I said, it was a little bit of a different one. We wanted to get the colour along done. So look at that, I mean that is stunning. You've got that beautiful inside of there with that shiny outside. Really stunning that is. Yeah. Right, so for the box, what you're going to do is we're going to take 2 pieces of card. So you've got your 2 pieces of card, and then we're going to trim these ones down to 8 by 9 3/4. Okay. So let's bring this one in.
Lots of lovely comments coming through. Beautiful, says Suzanne. Colours are perfect. Chemistry and biology, you say on YouTube. Beautiful, Debbie. Alexia on YouTube. Yes, brush tips are fun to use, Ben. Absolutely they are. And Laura May says, if you use pigment on top of water reactive, will it blend or just cover?
Pigment on water reactive, it would just cover it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, pigment it's opaque. And they're layerable inks, so it would just layer upon whatever it's going on to. Right, so yeah, so we've done our 8 by 9 3/4, 2 pieces of card, and then we're going to take our scoreboard. So, and then what we're going to do is score on an inch and a half all the way round. So let me bring in my scoring tool. So that's all you have to do for your box base and your box lid. So what you want to do is one piece, you want to score this at 1.5 on all sides on the left-hand side of your box, which will create your box lid. And then our next piece of card, and it is just, I wanted to keep this really basic because I knew we'd be running out of time. You want to go to the other side of your board, and this is your box base, and you're still going to come up, but from the bottom, and we're going to score at 1.5 inches on all sides as well for that. So all the way round. And then what I'll do, while I'm putting this together, I will just quickly tell you, and I know Ben's going to have to do his bit now, but what I've done is round the edges, if I tell you the measurements, and I will put them out on my Facebook page, the orange card on the back, and it is from these papers here that I've used in that cardstock. The orange base card I have done, you want, this one here is 6 3/4 by 5, and then the short side panels are actually it's go by the solid, so the solid orange underneath are 1 1/4 by 6 1/4, and you need 2 of those for each side, and this one is 1 1/4 by 4 1/2, and then your inside pieces for the short ones are 1 by 4 and 1 by 6, okay, for your mats and layers in those. But I will put all of those up on my Facebook page tomorrow, as soon as I get the chance to, I promise.
It has been brilliant, this colour along. First ever colour along, I think. Just to remind you that you can get this collection right now. If you haven't yet got your hands on it, that's the deal on the screen for you right there. If you don't want to go for the full collection, you can go on a multi-buy, 2 for £12 or 2 for $16. But you will get all 8 in the collection for that price of £33.55 or $42.96. Just also remind you that our plates are available on the website. The junior plates have been like the proverbial hotcakes, so popular. This collection that I'm showing you here also does come with, you'll find it on the website, comes with a free storage bag. So it basically works out that you get the bundle, the storage bag for the plates you get with it for free, and your metal cutting plate also is a freebie within the collection too. So it's a great time to stock up, and it's not just me wittering on about that. Loads of you in the comments, read the comments, Facebook and YouTube, loads of you saying exactly the same thing. Stock up now on these, even if you're saying to me, Ben, I don't need them right now, get them whilst we've got them in stock, because the worst thing would be that when you do come to need them, you don't have them, and we don't have them. So get them now. A 30% discount on the junior plates at £27.20, $32.80 is platinum price, but everyone making that saving here. The original plates are out of stock. They sold out yesterday, but of course, if you want to get the junior plates to use in your Gemini, you can do. There's all the other plates there available for you as well. And don't forget, on the website right now, not only the last day of 25% off our machines, do not miss out on that deal. Those deals will not be there tomorrow, I can guarantee that. But also it is £10, $10 Tuesday as well. And I'll very quickly, right, I'm just going a little bit off script here. I'm ducking down here. The $10 Tuesday deals that we've got, a few of them, I don't know if these are all still there, but earlier on, for £10, $10. The album spine is available for you. That is in the deal. We've also got the cardstock, the luxury cardstock, and also the patterned paper pad from the Masquerade Ball, £10 or $10 on the £10 Tuesday. And also, this is just a selection of our favourites, the Nancy Tote. Fancy Nancy is also available for you in the £10, $10 Tuesday. Get on the website, check and shop and grab those deals. The £10, $10 deals will not be available tomorrow because it will be Wednesday. Now, let us quickly pop on over to our lovely Susie and see how she's gotten on. Susie T, come in. How are you doing? Have you managed to do the box of your... Oh, you finished your colouring. Look at this. Debbie, marks out of 10 for this.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. So amazing.
I didn't stick it to the card. I got a card base instead of a box. I didn't stick it yet, but...
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, sorry we didn't get a chance to finish that off, Susie.
No, that's okay. I put the glossy accents in the center.
You can see.
And I put some little dewdrops on the leaves that you can't really see yet.
Yeah, that's
But
amazing.
I did heat emboss the blue and the green as well. I don't know if you can see.
It looks so good. And just when you flick it as well, you can see those glossy accents in the centre of the flower. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's running now. It's going to lay flat.
Susie, we are pretty much out of time, but I just want to say thank you so much for joining us once again. It's always a pleasure to have you here with us at Crafters TV. Have you had a great time again?
I always have a great time. I'm coming back on Sunday for the silhouette. No, what are they called? The screens.
The screen.
The ornate screen panels.
Silhouette screen
Oh,
panels.
right,
yes.
okay, got you. So you're in with those with Joe on Sunday. Well, we shall very much look forward to then. And the ornate screen panels, that's the one. Thank you so much for crafting along with us, and we shall catch you again on our screens on Sunday.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Susie.
Bye, Susie.
Always brilliant to have the lovely Susie with us. And by the way, if you do want to get involved in a craft along, or if you do want to get involved in any of our shows, you can email us and we'll get you on. You can have fun with us. You can give it a go, give it a try. You'll absolutely love it. Don't forget, we will just give you a couple more minutes on those craft countdown items. I'll really quickly flick through these because I'm just want to see. I'm just watching Debbie at the same time. I think we might be able to almost see the finished box, or maybe not. I'll judge by the look I get in a second. Last chance saloon on these. 90 seconds to get the 9x12 premium black paper pad. 30 sheets in total there with a 20% saving. £6.39 or $9.57. We've got the disco ball foil available for you as well for your foil press. £2.07p, $2.57 with a 35% saving. We've got the Christmas large word edgeable. Season's greetings. That one again with a 45% saving, £5.71 or $6.58 if you're platinum for the next minute. Also, the Sharon Callis wonderful stamp set from her From the Heart collection. That is £2.55 or $3.18 with a 60% saving, 75% saving on the Knitwick collection. The stamp and die set, that is £3.99 or $4.58 when it should be £20 or $22.95. And as if by magic, we've timed it perfectly. The fish has finished it. Whoop, whoop. Nearly.
We got there. We got the part. Sorry you didn't see it being done, but you've got the measurements, and I will pop the measurements on Debbie Fisher Crafter's Companion on Facebook, so you'll see it there. But thank you so much for crafting along. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you so much, Debbie. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and thank you for making me do what I did, because I had a go, and I am super chuffed with that. If you look at that, not bad, not bad. Give them a 6 out of 10 for a first go. Give it a go. Give something a try today that you've not done before. If you've got items at home and you've left them in the packet and go, I'm not trying it, it's too difficult, give it a go. You'll love it. Have fun. We'll be back in a couple of hours with Launch Party. Bye for now.